Everything you learned in history class was a lie. Well, maybe not everything, but they skipped the best parts. Introducing Stupiracy, where stupidity meets conspiracy. Ever heard of the Olympic marathon that nearly killed its runners? Or the time a pope put another pope's corpse on trial? Join me, Scott Rizzuto, and Tim McKernan as we uncover the most outrageous historical moments and mind-blowing conspiracies you won't believe actually happened. Tune into Stupiracy for your weekly dose of historical absurdity. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, history is dumb, but laughing at it is smart.
Pat,
Yes, Joe.
are you in the building?
I'm in the building.
Attaboy.
That's right.
I'm damn ready to join you.
That you know what? Here's the problem.
Oh, no.
They keep moving the goalposts. You just got to stop moving the goalposts, right?
Yeah?
You can't tell us you did a wonderful job. You did such a wonderful job. Our hospitals are now prepared, and that's the reason we had you stay in your house like a bunch of idiots. And now, by the way, by staying in your house, you have flattened the curve to the point that we're going to have a horrendous summer because the thing is now going to peak in the summer.
Because not enough of us have
Not
gotten it.
enough of us have gotten it. So, congratulations. But now you got to stay in your house because it's going to get worse this summer. And by the way, wait until fall. It's really going to kick the crap out of us then. So enjoy, maybe that little respite from August 8th to the 13th or something.
So what you're saying is we shouldn't ask you how your weekend was.
It was fine, but it's stupid. You basically told us, okay, the hospitals are ready, raring to go. Let's go. And you're also, we got to get our testing up. Yeah, well, maybe you should get people to go take the test then, because they got all these testing centers and nobody's going to get tested unless they're sick. I'm just saying, Joe, it makes no sense.
Well, you're right on my page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a good lefty, but we're idiots. We you can't tell us. You can't, Walls is listening to this Jan Malcolm, who's a moron.
She bothers you. You've let Jan bother you.
I hate her.
Well,
Uganda had 28 new cases. I don't care.
right.
She's she'll get up there the next time he has a press conference and babble worldwide stats to us. And Jan, move to Antarctica if you're that frightened. They don't have they haven't got diddler.
No COVID cases down there?
They're good down there.
Doesn't it feel like it's just taking us longer to get sick?
That's what they're telling us. Basically, they're telling us because we flattened the curve and now the hospitals are good and ready to go. The ones who haven't been laid off, by the way, because we couldn't have a knee fixed or anything. But now that that's happened, we got to get ready for a really bad summer. This guy, Walls, he's going to extend it again. I smell it like a rat, don't you? He's going to do the same thing that dummy in Illinois
I
did.
actually think he won't, just because he's getting so much pressure.
I'm thinking he's going to go the other way Friday.
Yeah,
Or when is it? May 18th?
Monday.
You
Monday.
think he's going to say, okay, just social distance and mom and pop's hardware store?
Nah, he won't. He won't do it that bluntly. He'll figure out a way to be careful, and we'll start with this and then this. I still don't know what they're going to do with bars and restaurants.
No, and there's some good stuff out there. Rook was telling were you telling me Jackson?
Yeah.
Tim Murray wrote a good thing. And
Yeah,
Jax
video
wrote a good thing.
testimonials.
You cannot open these places and tell them they can only have 40% capacities on a Saturday because it's not cost effective. They don't
Right.
make any money doing it. So
Right.
if they have to have a staff in there, I think you can tell them to be more cautious. But if you're going to open them up, you got to let them open. Right?
Then I'm supposed to be consistent in our thinking. Open up the bars and restaurants because we're all going to get it anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to probably not have 150 people in some little beer joint in Hinckley or something. But I don't know. Casinos too. What are we going to do there? Are we going to let?
Yeah, they're really losing money.
Hey, could have the tribe had said the hell with it and stayed open?
Yes.
Since they're independent government.
Because they're sovereign. But if they did that, I mean, what are the who goes there? Senior citizens who might be at risk. So it's probably a great idea for them to say we need to take some time off because most of the people that'll come in here are at some type of risk.
But we senior citizens are still going to get it this summer. They're telling us, right?
Yeah.
So what
they
is
said
the
everybody's
advantage?
gonna.
What's the advantage?
Well, that's what my question is. When we get it, is my immune system powerful enough to say, I felt bad for 2 days. I never really had to go on a ventilator, and then I'm okay. Is that's what I don't understand. What the elderly and people at risk that get it and go on a ventilator and unfortunately pass on. That's horrible.
I don't want the ventilator.
No?
The ventilator leaves you with worse effects than death.
That'll be
I don't
walking
want it
around with
either.
the T-shirt, no anti-ventilator with the red.
Yes.
How about a nice cruise? Should we go on a nice cruise?
Let's go on a cruise.
You know,
We got the crews out there. They're waiting. That cruise still. How about being a crew member and they won't let them get off the boat? No. I bet there's some frayed nerves on those things that they might.
They're going on a hunger strike.
Yeah.
They can't get off the damn ship.
They probably ran out of food. It might not be a hunger strike. They just don't have any food.
And then they got the same entertainers singing the same song every night, tap dancing or doing whatever. God, here comes Cowboy Jim again.
You can only watch Hondo do magic so many nights,
Right, exactly.
Damn, a country band.
Yeah. So I got the paper today, and by the way, it's not a real labor to pick it up off the curb these days. It doesn't.
No.
Is it an event for you, though, Pat?
You don't
Well, I'm
rent
going to go out and get the paper.
You
It's
don't
something to
wrench your
do.
back. You don't wrench your back picking it up. But you know what my reaction was? Boy, there's sure a lot of stories about this virus.
Yeah.
You know, let's spice it. Let's mix it up a little bit. Come on, I don't need 8 stories on a car. Let's a little virus wrap up, and then
Give me some more global warming, climate change.
Right? Yeah, let's. Come on, there's got to be something else out there.
We daily have a corona section.
Oh yeah.
Pioneer Press has the coronavirus section.
We, by the way, a good sign. The obits pages in the Star Tribune went from 11 pages, full pages on Sunday to 9.5 this week.
Really?
So that was a little bit of a reduction. Yes.
That's
All-time record though, 2 weeks ago, the biggest obit section ever.
wow.
So you go through there and you look at the age and you say, okay, well, that's yeah, okay.
If my rule is, if you're 90 or above and you die, I don't want to hear it was from COVID.
You got
Yeah.
pneumonia.
You're
Or you got-
90. You had a run. You had
Right.
a great run.
Well, Dr. Don Casper, who was the baseball coach at St. Cloud State when I was there, 66, 7, and 8, he died and this week, and I don't think they credited COVID, but I saw some of them. This is sad news. Well, John was a good guy, but he's also 98.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his deal there. That's good.
Where's the house money point? Is it 85? Anything over 85, and you're playing with 2 years at house money at 87.
Yeah, anything over 80 is anything over 80.
You're going 80, okay.
Yeah, 80. I make it to 80.
You might start smoking.
You might stop writing if you make
I'm
it
not
to
going to the nursing home. The hell with it. I'll go
80. I'm
out
not
and-
either.
I wonder if I don't know. I don't know if my pool's deep enough to drown myself in, but
Well, let's not go there. I didn't mean to bring out something.
Honey, I'm going to go for a quick
Right,
walk.
hang on.
you know what? If you can swim, Joe, this is what I hate about movies. With the sad ending when someone offs themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Horrible.
And if you can swim, you're gonna walk out in the ocean. But they haven't weighted themselves down or anything. They just walk out in the ocean.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nobody has enough willpower to go down and stay there, right?
Plus, you're down in
You're
about
gonna pop
5
right
feet
back
of water.
You're gonna pop right back up.
Yeah.
That's not realistic.
Well, you
That's-
know why? He's a bad waiter. I don't want to wait this long.
Let's go here.
That's the opening scene. That's the opening scene in Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yes.
The rejected title was Giving Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Right. That's right.
Where who's the babe? Oh shoot! It was the James Bond movie where the guy only did it once.
Oh,
George?
yeah. Tim Dalton, right?
No,
Tim-
George Lazenby.
George
George
Lazenby.
Lazenby, yes.
And that really neat British actress that was in The Saint, or whatever her
Looking it
name
up right
was.
now, yep.
Well, and she walks down and he sees this. James Bond sees this woman and thinks she needs rescuing, and apparently it was poorly explained too. Terrible plot, but one of my favorite James Bond movies because it's all done in the winter and you get bobsledding, skiing, and skating, and everything. Telly Savalas is the bad guy at the top of the mountain.
Diana Rigg.
Diana Rigg.
Diana
Yeah.
Rigg, yes.
Va va boom, huh?
Oh yeah, she was really
Did
good.
she die in the opening scene?
No, she became the love interest in the movie. It was the
'cause
only movie.
He rescued her. Okay.
It's the only movie where James Bond gets married.
Really?
And then she dies at the end of the movie because
How
she
many?
got shot.
I read them. When I was young, I read the Ian Fleming books. How many were there?
Oh, I don't know,
because we
10?
we've made like 75 movies out of.
Right.
We've done a lot of spin-offs here. That,
I'll check in a second, but I do want to read part of the plot. And this might surprise you what happens, what the bad guy wants to do. In the film, Bond faces Blofeld, Telly Savalas, who is planning to hold the world ransom by the threat of sterilizing the world's food supply through a group of brainwashed angels of death.
Really?
But he wants to,
Yeah.
imagine that, take over the world. He wants
Right.
all control.
Telly played Blofeld because later the guy with the bad eye played Blofeld all the time.
Yeah, this
right?
was- in
Telly
this one it was
played
Telly,
Blofeld.
yeah.
Okay, really. Telly was a pretty cool guy when he was Kojak, though, wasn't he?
He was, but did he reveal his evil plan while wringing his hands to anybody? Well,
Yes.
he did. Okay.
No. Yeah, they. You know what though? Every time I look at Hulu or Amazon or Netflix to see what the options are, most popular. Every pandemic movie ever made is. What is wrong with you people? Why are you watching pandemic movies? I would try to avoid those if I were.
I don't watch them.
No, I don't either. We had the wife and I had a distressing thing last night. We ran it. We started watching the Swedish version of Wallander. You know, did you watch Wallander with Kenneth Branagh? I presume.
Well, I read the books. I've never
Okay.
seen one of the movies.
Now Kenneth Branagh was great playing Wallander, and it ran on the Masterpiece Theater on PBS, and it probably had about 4 years. But there's a Swedish version in the mid 2005, 7, 8 that's also very good. And my wife and I had kind of become, we really liked Wallander's daughter, who became a cop and had this issues, and she had to put up with him because he's kind of a jackass. And so I looked her up later on. She committed suicide at age 32.
In
That
real
was
life,
bad.
you mean?
In real life,
Wow.
she was depressed. She's like depressed during the series, and turned out she was depressed.
Maybe the part got to her.
Yeah, it could be. There are a couple scenes in there that would distress a person. But anyway, that was upsetting. Anyway.
We need some sports, Patrick.
Okay, we do.
How about this? Speaking of that, John Heyman tweeted out 30 minutes ago, Pat, I don't know what to make of this. Baseball owners today approved a plan to take to the players' union. Is that a good sign?
Well, apparently the sign will be, the plan would be 82 games, starting somewhat time in July, but and they would have an expanded playoffs, universal DH, but and they would geographically align the divisions. In other words, everything that this twit Manfred wants, right? In the next
So we'd be
deal.
in the same division with St. Louis.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They are going to try to get the players to accept revenue sharing in this deal. Like supposedly 50% for the players, 50% of the owners, which is the kickoff to salary cap negotiations, right, in the next deal. And Scott Boras, who has more influence than, he's just, damn well they're going to get up and say, you have a season, pay the players. You have a half of a season, pay the players half of their salaries. And we're not going to negotiate the others. So I think there's a good chance this blows up.
Wow.
And we still don't know if they'll allow fans in the ballparks.
Yeah, and it would be a bad luck for baseball, certainly, if they ended up quibbling about money and saying we're not going to have a season. But the Baseball Players Union, unlike the Football Players Union, whatever they do, they'll probably stick together. So
Football insists they'll have a season.
go for it. What the hell?
Is that arrogance or just stupidity?
What's the?
Greed.
Okay, yeah, that's a better word for it.
But football can afford to play without customers. The other sport, hockey, sure as hell can't afford to play without customers.
Right, and because football is, TV.
Football's
is
got the TV money.
Yeah, but
Well, didn't they also just do that wrestling pay-per-view without a crowd?
Right.
Over the weekend. How in the hell did that happen?
I don't know.
The crowd's part of the whole thing.
no, that wasn't wrestling. That was UFC, right?
Or okay, UFC,
that what it
maybe
was?
that was it.
I'd rather watch.
Yeah, I can't get into UFC. It's not my cup of tea.
I used to say I'd rather watch old people do something, but I'm not going to say that. So. Now that I'm an old person, I don't, I don't say
I don't even want to think about it.
Anyhow, yeah, that's here's Reavers and I were talking about this though. The American Legion baseball has been held in this state since 23, is it 1923, 13, something like that.
Something like that.
Never been missed. Never, even during the wars, it was never missed. And they have decided last week, Thursday or so, that they're not going to have Legion baseball this summer. Why not? Why not wait? What's the hurry?
Mm-hmm.
You could say on June 10th we're going to play June 12th. June 14th.
Yep.
It's not like you need spring training.
No.
And you got. You don't have to prepare the stadiums. You go up to the park and play your ball game. Why they were just too damn lazy to do it, I think.
I know that because with our boys, they canceled the season a week ago, and I still haven't told them yet because my oldest isn't going to really care. The youngest one's going to be devastated.
Why
but
can't
he
these
doesn't play
12-year-olds
Legion.
play?
He doesn't play Legion ball.
No, but he's playing, I'm just saying all these other organizations.
Well, have they canceled?
Oh, yeah, they already have.
Who?
Well, mine's the Chaska Carver Association.
They're not. They're
Nope.
already saying they're not playing this summer.
Yep.
Why do they? What's the hurry?
I don't know.
Why can't 12-year-olds play?
I don't know. Why not? You can figure out something for the catcher.
And I'm already
Say,
going to.
don't spit on the catcher.
I've been talking to some of the other dads. We're going to find a way to do something for him
Yes.
because you have to. You can't tell a 6-year-old kid that he can't play with his buddies. Come on.
But if it's tackle T-ball, you know what happened when that ball goes into center field, that second baseman, the shortstop, and all the outfielders
Yeah,
don't
that's
social
right.
distance.
Yeah. Well, we don't.
Including the runner who hit the ball.
The two girls that live up in the cul-de-sac up there, and they're always out playing softball catch with their dad. And when I go up there,
Right.
and they're about, I don't know what they are, 11 and 9 maybe.
You see them on a Royce walk?
11 and 9. Yeah, I go up there and I say, so this is your home learning. We call it. What grade are you getting in softball here? A+ from your dad. How's that home learning grading curve going?
Well, I'm really glad, Pat, that I have to assist with second grade math because if it was anything above that,
Anything
I'd
worse,
be in trouble.
You'd be hurting.
Yeah.
I have not been approached by Gabriel with any questions for
I don't think
freshman
that'll be a
year.
problem. I think he has probably surpassed the
Best grades, yeah.
He's probably passed the academic capabilities of his father.
I think so. When he was 3.
So you didn't hit it well, huh?
Me?
Golf? Your
No,
golf?
I'm playing better than I have in a long time.
Really good.
Yeah. Other than freezing to death the past couple days.
That's but you're gonna probably get in a lot, right?
Hope so.
Yeah, why not?
Nothing else to do.
How is socially distant
Today
golf?
I had when I backed out of the driveway, it was the bluest sky you'd ever want, and it was 54, and I had to make the big decision: top up, top down.
Oh.
Top down.
Wow.
Open her up, put the windows up on the side. Anytime you get a blue sky at this time of the year, you got to have the top down, right?
You turn on the heater?
I think I got a little heat going. I didn't have it blasting, but it was great.
Top down with the defrost.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I can't. I don't know what the hell are we doing here. What do we accomplish?
Well, I think
what
for
are we
you,
accomplishing?
I think for you, life's pretty good if you walk outside and there's ventilators flying across the country and people are red dots, and if your worst worry is top up or top down,
And I also
life's
have
good.
to decide when to turn on the pool heater. I haven't done that
Hold
yet.
off.
Well, why in the hell would you? Nobody's going to swim in this weather.
No, we haven't turned it on. But I think the urchins are coming over Thursday, and it's going to be 68 or 9.
Yeah, this
so,
weekend's supposed to be beautiful.
Yeah, so
Well, 68 or 69 ain't going to be cool, warm enough for those urchins to go in the pool. Here, I'll look right now.
Okay,
They're tough enough.
I got to ask you, virus experts, a question.
Take this one off.
What is the difference between testing positive and having the virus? Testing positive means you're sick, or means you. What does, like the White House guys who are testing positive?
Yeah.
Are they like quarantined?
Yes.
They will be now.
Are they
If you test
with
positive,
raging
yes.
fevers and
Well, not everybody
and
has the same
hacking
symptoms. though.
coughs and all this stuff. If you test positive, does that mean you might have had it and now it's gone, or what?
Yes,
Dr. Joe.
I say without any
Yeah,
clue
exactly.
whatsoever.
Exactly.
There's, I don't know. I want to become an editor of a paper, and we'll have a nice little virus story inside about page 3 saying,
Just the current numbers. Here's what we got.
0.8 tenths of 1% of Americans have it.
Speaking of that, speaking of your column,
yes, the
big
Buffalo
time,
Bills.
Patrick, you got retweeted by Barstool Buffalo.
Really?
That is how you know
Okay.
you have arrived,
That's
sir.
good. I did that. Now, here's the problem. I did a long version of Reavers' Bills going to Vegas, Joe.
Yeah.
Which could be the worst. The Vegas hadn't had so much fun since the Hells Angels convention. when the Bills fans get there, they're crazy. But I was so inspired by my interview that I wrote this long blog and I posted it online, and then I had to shorten it up for print. Well, they ended up sending out the shortened print version, and the other one's hard to find, the long one, which has got some even better stuff. But Barstool Buffalo probably got the short one instead of the long one.
Probably, but I did, so Pat interviewed a buddy of mine, and he got a quote out of him that I had never heard before. The one about the snowsuits.
Oh yeah,
you got to tell
his dad started taking him and his brother to games at age 5 or 6, and he said he wanted us to become Bills fans, just like he was. He also wanted to sneak beer into the stadium in our snowmobile suits.
Perfect crime. It's the perfect crime.
Reeves,
Yes, sir.
go to Twitter and play us the newest JL Coven.
Is
Okay.
he on there again today?
Yeah,
Because 60 minutes.
it's pretty good, I think.
All right, I'm going to it right now.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
Donald Trump destroys 60 Minutes and promises to overturn Obama's ban on saying "God bless you" when people sneeze.
All right, here we go.
No.
I've done it
excuse
all
me.
my
I'm not
life.
gonna address-
I've never taken.
Oh wait, stop. I was
Yeah.
just playing the Garage Logic
Playing the
in
show.
background. Sorry about that. Let's start this again. Here we go.
address the so-called 60 Minutes story. Yes, I did see it, unfortunately. And it's the fakest thing I think they've ever done, and they've been doing a lot of fake news recently. And it's kind of sad, because 60 Minutes used to be one of our great news programs. We could all be proud of it. They had great you remember Mike Wallace? Okay, great journalist. Who, by the way, his son, Chris, at Fox News is probably the biggest disgrace they've got at the whole network. He's a terrible journalist. Should probably be working with you. Excuse me, sit down. He should probably be working with you at CNN. But no, I didn't watch the 60 Minutes story. It's a disgusting thing, and I don't like it when they put out the fake news. That when we're doing such a great job, we're doing a tremendous job, and they put this kind of news out. And by the way, the whole show, the whole 60 Minutes sort of group is basically fraudulent, because if you watch the program on a DVR, which is what I do, I didn't watch this episode, but when I have watched it in the past, we did the DVR. It's like 41 minutes of news, okay, and then they get like 19 minutes of commercials, and yet they still call themselves 60 Minutes. And none of you will report on this. Of course, I wonder why. Of course. But OAN's doing a documentary called 41 Minutes of Fake News about 60 Minutes. Because they're not even doing 60 Minutes. Oh. And nobody even says anything. But we're having people look into this. But more importantly, on the virus, okay, the corona, the COVID, the invisible enemy. Trademark actually almost complete, to be honest.
Trademark.
We had to bring back. Remember last week we had the tremendous... Remember this, Mike? We had the National Day of Prayer. You never saw. We had so many prayers. And he loves the prayers. You never heard so many prayers. And I think it's partly because we're bringing back God bless you. Remember this when you used to sneeze? And people would say, God bless you, sir. And now nobody says anything. And I think, well, they weren't saying anything under Obama. There was like a ban on God bless you. But we brought it back, didn't we, Mike? We've brought it back. Like you've never heard God bless you this much. It's a beautiful thing. So we're bringing back God bless you. Not for you, though. God is definitely not going to bless you.
It must be Acosta. Right?
God is not going to bless you.
No, he's not going to bless you.
Suing him because it's only 41 minutes.
It's only 41 minutes. What are they, 60 minutes?
We're going to look into it.
You know, has anybody's career ever taken off as rapidly as this guy just boomed?
But do
Well, has it boomed for him? Has he been on the late night shows?
And do you guys follow him on Twitter? Because
Apparently I do, because it's on mine.
he will get into shouting matches with people that either followed him or followed the podcast that he does that were huge Trump fans, thinking it was a show that was going to be very pro-Trump.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And so he'll start getting, it's hilarious. He's so
he
funny.
insults him back?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know who got banned from Twitter? Our old pal Dave Hill.
What?
Mr. Dave Hill, I was looking to see what he was thinking about his pal Kim Jong-un's, maybe dying, because he had this whole shtick, Joe, he did about...
Who's Dave Hill? I was
Comedian.
thinking the golfer.
Dave Hill, a golfer. I mean,
Comedian.
not a comedian, comedian. And we had him on the morning show a few times and the afternoon show a couple of times. And he just was... But he'd do these tremendous... put downs of like he was a pal of Kim Jong-un's and what a nice guy he was, and he's kind of like Sid with Kid Can Blumenfeld. Nobody ever talked about all the good he did, and stuff like this. But I don't know what. I guess some vicious insults at Trump or something. But they banned him, and I don't think he's back. I saw it was like a year and a half ago because I hadn't seen him for a while because I thought he could get he does this, he gets this stream going and then people just they take it seriously, and then he says, your mother liked it when I was over the other day and stuff like that.
That old one in the back pocket.
I think that's what got him banned, but anyway, that was too bad.
Geez, I heard the greatest Buddy Hackett joke. Somebody sent it to me.
Okay, Buddy Hackett.
It's an old Tonight Show appearance. And Buddy Hackett starts telling his story of this weary gypsy. And the weary gypsy travels and travels and travels, and he finally knocks on a farmhouse door, and he said, "May I sleep in your barn? I'm a weary traveler." And the owner says, "Well, you absolutely will not sleep in the barn. You come in, and we'll set up a room for you and give you a meal." And the gypsy said, "Well, then I intend to work for you." And the guy said, "Not a problem. You don't have to work. Come in. My wife's going to feed you. Or you're going to have a nice room." And he gets up in the morning, and the gypsy says, "Please, you have to let me work to repay you." And the guy says, "You don't have to do a thing. I'm telling you, it's the honorable thing to do. The Lord wants us to treat the weary gypsies with respect and give you a place." And the guy says, "Well, I'll tell you what. I got to do something for you. I talk to animals. I'm going to go talk to your animals for you." So the guy goes out and he comes back after about a half hour. He says, "I talked to your horses. Your horses, they used to have a horizontal bit, they were telling me. Now you put some kind of triangular bit in their mouth and they can haul 28% less load because they don't like that bit." And the homeowner said, "My God, you're right. I did change the bit. I'll have to get back on that." And the guy says, "I talked to your cows. They don't really like the way they're being milked now. There's too many pulsations per minute on the milk machines." And the guy said, "You're right. You're amazing." And then the guy says, "Then I talked to your sheep. They lie. Don't believe a thing they say." Don't believe a thing. Those sheeps are liars.
That was probably the worst Buddy Hackett impersonation
Well,
I've
I
ever
wasn't
heard in
even
my
trying
life.
to do Buddy, Rook.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, was he funny.
That was
The
good.
long one.
What was the long one we had a month ago or so?
About kicking each other in the swimsuit area.
Yeah, okay,
And the farmer says, "Wham!" And he's rolling on the floor with Carson for about 20 minutes. It's okay. You can have it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
That's what we've come to.
He was a funny fellow, Buddy Hackett. What a
That's what we've
delivery.
come to. Telling Buddy Hackett jokes.
Buddy Hackett was almost Rickles before Rickles, don't you?
Oh,
think?
yeah, I agree. I agree.
He
But that's
was-
still my favorite story is the Rickles Frank Sinatra story.
Oh, yeah.
It's still my favorite, where Rickles sees Sinatra in a restaurant, and Rickles was dating a woman who was terribly impressed with Frank. This is a true story, Rickles says. So he goes over to Frank, who's just finishing his coffee, and he said, because Rickles and Sinatra, however improbably, were great friends. And Rickles says to Frank, I'm trying to get along with this gal. Would you just stop by the table on your way out of the restaurant? and Frank says, of course I will, Don. Of course I will. So Frank says, I get up, I put down my coffee, I'm done. I walk by Don's table and I go, hi, Don, how are you? And Don says, Frank, can't you see I'm eating here?
God, that's funny.
Well, you know what? Late night TV used to be pretty
Funny.
entertaining.
And
Pretty
non-political.
entertaining. Yeah, I don't watch any of these screwballs now. They're all a bunch of fruitcakes as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I gave up on that a long time
Me
ago.
too. Me too.
I got Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and boy, we've come a long way since Channel 11, KELO, 1958. It would have been tough to go through the pandemic.
The old Jack
You know-
Parr days.
Yeah. What about Jack Parr
No,
days?
the old Jack Parr days
Oh yeah,
when he's on.
COVID would have been tough with one station.
Yep.
People would have had to actually read.
Do you fellas know that when TV started, like in the early 50s, the biggest show there was the Sid Caesar show, but I don't think it was CBS. I don't know where it was, NBC or something, but it was in New York. If you see the old Sid Caesar shows from, I've only seen tapes, obviously, but the 54, 55 shows, they were doing, Joe, have you seen this stuff? They're doing like send-ups of Greek novels and Greek tragedies and stuff like this. And apparently their audience was laughing. Could you imagine trying to do an Othello put down on skit television now? People,
There's
what
not
the
a
hell is
millennial
going-
alive who would know what you're talking about.
No, it was, but also, TV in those days was basically just 100% focused on New York because that's where all the people had televisions. Way
Right.
before us Midwestern idiots had it. That's they had it in the late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
So
Well, you're working in the building where one of the pioneers of the thing
That's
helped
right.
create it.
you know,
You know that he would go through town asking people to invest? Can you imagine? And
Oh, yeah.
people turned him down?
oh yeah,
Jeez.
oh yeah. I don't know if. Well, I think it was 54, and we were probably about the fifth TV in town, in Fulda, Minnesota.
I
54.
remember going to my uncle's house because they got a color set. We
yeah.
had to paddle into the car. We had to go visit the damn TV to see it.
To look at it. Here it is.
You
folks.
got a color set, and we had to watch Ponderosa.
Yeah, oh,
Because
well.
it was in color. We were shocked.
Bonanza. Was
What did I say?
Very popular.
Bonanza. But they lived at the Ponderosa, right? Wasn't
Yes,
that their ranch
yes.
or whatever the hell it is?
I don't know when that started because we did not have that on Sunday nights because we had CBS and I think it was an NBC show.
So
Sid
what you're
Caesar
saying-
was
Oh,
NBC.
sorry, Rick.
according to Wikipedia.
So, Joe, you're thinking that maybe an investment into KSTP television might have been a better way to go than magnetic signs?
Yes.
Yeah,
or
okay.
Yeah.
Fiat.
Or Fiat.
Oh, I like my Fiat stock.
Still hanging in, and we still
Oh,
got
yeah.
that. I keep forgetting.
Oh, we
I
got
keep
it.
forgetting.
You
I
just sit on
I
that.
had Linneman buy it for me. He might already. I sent him $2,000. He bought me $2,000 worth. I mean, I gotta send him. Before this gets over, I might have to have him send me my.
Brooke says he'll
$300
invest for it if you want to give him $2,000 too.
But I need to borrow from you to invest. So speaking of old shows, I brought some essentials over to my old man this weekend, and he had me come up because I had to move some furniture around for him. And we're approaching the door, and the TV's on a 52, I think, for volume. So it's just blaring outside already. And it wasn't Bonanza, but what show was on? Bonanza was close.
Andy Griffith.
Nope.
Paladin.
Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke.
And you know what? Every time I go over there, it's Gunsmoke.
Oh, really?
Matt Dillon, it's like, Dad, I said, you got cable. You can watch. Yeah, but I really like this Gunsmoke. I'm like, you've been watching it for 75 years. God.
Miss
Hey,
Kitty.
watch when this happens.
Yeah, right.
He still thinks Miss Kitty's going to get naked one of these weeks. Damn it.
What are Miss Kitty's measurements?
You know, the weirdest, and that's probably not good, but the weirdest TV fascination is my granddaughter, who just turned 11, Family Guy expert.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Got no shot with her.
She sits over there. She sits. When I've been a couple of times, I got them off to school, focused in on Family Guy, and it's a little adult in some of the humor.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
This
But
week,
she thinks it's the funniest thing of all time.
this weekend, I thought, we basically stayed home all weekend, did a little stuff for Mom yesterday, but Saturday night, I thought, you know what? Let's put on Ferris Bueller's Day Off for the boys. William's 8 now. I thought, what a great movie for the kids. I forgot how much. The first S-bomb drops about 15 minutes in, and William's eyes got as big. Dad, they swore.
I don't remember. I don't
didn't
remember
either.
any swearing.
And I didn't either.
They're all PG movies, but they would use Big. With Tom Hanks did that.
Yeah.
Spaceballs. I put in Spaceballs for the kids.
They've
I had to
heard
turn it off and hide
I've
it.
heard it in your arguments in the house.
Oh, of course.
anyway.
That's
Of
true.
course,
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
Daddy, he swears like you do.
Hey, Joe, I got a question.
Yeah.
How did you do on the eternal debate on Mother's Day yesterday? The eternal debate as to whether the wife
Yep, I know it.
deserves gifts because she's not your mother.
Well, I can answer it this
she's
way.
a mother.
Yeah.
She's a mother, but
She
she's
ain't
not
my
your
mother.
mother.
No.
And, with Katie, God love my stepson, and he provided us with the grandkids. But, she doesn't even have that angle going for her, right?
No.
So what do you do?
No gifts were
does-
purchased here.
Did we lose
No
him?
gifts were purchased.
Or did you lose me?
Oh, you're here.
Your headphones might have become unplugged, Patrick, because we can still hear Joe.
That was a Saturday morning sports talk topic of conversation probably 2 decades ago, where I remember we started it, and Joe, what do you think? And he goes, she ain't my mother. I think we made a promo out of that.
I bet you've changed that, though, now. I bet you're all in on being
Kidding
nice.
me? No. There was no gifts here yesterday.
No gifts. No
What
gifts.
about this
I,
process?
I vacuumed out her car. How's that?
Yeah.
That was nice. That was a
That
forward
was good.
step in the step.
And I made the bed.
last one
All
out.
right,
Two
so
tests.
you have stuck to your guns through all these years.
Oh, hell yes. It ain't my mother.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
So were the floor mats gift, was that a Christmas gift? Or what was it?
WeatherTech, yeah.
Oh, no, it was better than that. That was the anniversary.
Oh,
So when you're when it is Mother's Day, then is there anybody to sit down and entertain yourself telling a few Mary Helen stories with? Then
None came up. Well, I think one or two might have come up yesterday.
yeah, because there's material there.
Oh, there's material. yeah.
There's material.
in fact, I
Nothing-
saw on one of the social medias from your daughter talking about how Mary Helen may not have taken this the best. She might have had some angst with
You
this
think she might
COVID.
have made a few calls warning you people about the virus? Because she, didn't you tell me if there was stormy weather in South Dakota, she'd call everybody up and tell them to get in the basement?
Yeah, my brother essentially was raised behind the furnace in the southwest corner of the. And she'd throw holy water all over the place. It's 98 degrees, the sun shining over Lake of the Isles.
She might not have handled the virus
Rook,
well. but-
I always liked the story of MH when she moved into the new residence and then the mayor paid a visit.
Well, on the contrary, she had been there a while.
Oh, she had?
She
Okay.
had been there a while, and Joe needed to either drop something off or pick something up.
Okay, now let's not get me in there. Well, of course, she's dead. What do I do?
Right,
Yeah.
and as he approached the thing, and he was stuck at the door, and then another person approached and said, I'm here to see Mary Helen Souchere, and the guy looks at her and says, what number is she in? And Joe said, she's up there on the second floor. And I know I go this way. I know I go this way. He says. It wasn't 2B.
No, nothing. My best ever is when you and I were making light of the Roman, some of the foibles of the Roman Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And she called Rook during the break and said, let me talk to Joe. And he answered the phone and she said, you're going to hell.
Yeah, you're going to get excommunicated.
You know what else she didn't like? That one Saturday when I called in, it was McLaren's first communion.
Yes.
And I called in after at the party,
Oh,
and it must have been 11:45. And,
this is my favorite.
And you said, how did it go? And I said, well, everything went off without a flaw. There was one small little thing when she was approached by the priest, and he had words for her, and her response is supposed to be, amen. But she got a little confused, and when the priest said the body of, and she
Body
said,
of Christ,
the rook sent me. I got chewed out the next time she saw me. That's not funny. You can't do that. The rook sent me.
Helen the Rook sent.
Oh man, that's pretty damn good.
To tell you the truth, I'll tell you how she would handle the COVID. She would have been a poo-pooer.
Really?
And nothing going to stop her from her heater and her old-fashioned.
Well, now when she must have been mortally ill by the time she had her last cigarette out.
Not a bit. Mm-hmm. She had a peaceful death.
Oh, really?
She called me one night. This is in April of 2016. I still get her mail. Thank you.
Did she get a stimulus check?
She called me and said, Joe, I'm having trouble breathing. Will you come over here? So I go over there. And, of course, she's having a heater.
That'll help. Chesterfield's
And I said,
clean
well,
up.
Mom, what the hell are you doing? You can't complain to me about your breath if you're having a heater. And she put it out, but she was starting to change colors. So I called 911, and some great people came and took her down to the hospital. And hell, she died 2 days later. She was never sick. Never
so you
sick.
were there to
Wow.
see her put out her last cigarette then.
I think I was.
I bet she snuck out down the hallway in the hospital and said, hang on a minute, I'll be right back.
No, my sisters made her smoke in the kitchen only, and then she had to put them out in the sink. Otherwise, that apartment complex would have burned
she
down
own
20
that
years
apartment?
ago.
She own-
That's what a Sutroy
Did
worries
she own
about.
that apartment?
Yes.
Oh, so you guys had to air it out a bit.
Oh, you can't believe the cut. You can't believe the cut in the sale I had to take because you couldn't get rid of the cigarette smoke smell.
Yeah, it is a shame that that's no longer considered an asset to play.
Oh, my God. It was not considered an asset at all.
No.
She had a great ending in terms of suffering. There wasn't much. There wasn't any, really.
How much house money was she playing with? How old was she?
91.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
pretty darn good.
Oh, hell yes.
According to Royce, that's 11 years of house money.
That's right.
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 Yeah. Well,
No,
that's-
she would have been a let's open up person. Let's open up person.
So I got to go get my cigs.
No, I had to deliver those to kids.
That's true.
Don't do it. Don't deliver them. She's 90. She deserves her heater.
Yeah, who cares? Have a heater.
Yeah, right.
What the hell?
It's like Kenny. Kenny needs his cigs delivered now. He won't go get them. He's too afraid to go out of the house.
So has he become a full house staying in, even though
Basically.
67% of the people going into hospitals now have been staying in?
Yeah, he's basically at home.
He went up north all weekend.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Goes
long
out and
one.
That's not telling them staying at home.
You think some of those cars that were backed up for miles at Upper Red Lake drove more than one tank of gas to get there, Joe?
No, I'm glad you brought that up. I brought the same thing up because Dennis Anderson took a picture of that crowded boat launch
Yes.
at Red Lake. And Kenny said when he left Friday to go up north, he never saw a car and maybe 4 boats total.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
I think the weather also kept people
yeah,
home.
that probably hurt him a lot. It was not 38 or something.
Oh, it was dreadful.
By the way, did the bride went out and made me go with her to buy all these flowers at Bachman's last week?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no.
to put them in the pots and stuff.
You had to wear the
didn't lose-
mask.
We didn't lose them last night, did we?
Ours are in the garage for that very frost warning.
Well,
You didn't cover them, obviously.
what would I cover them with?
Towel. Hey, where's the towel, Ray? Give me a Ray.
Put tin foil on them?
Gingerly
I
covered.
don't think tinfoil would have been the answer.
I covered the rose bushes that
Well,
I planted
I
this
don't
year.
have gunny sacks, so what the hell would
Well,
I
you don't
cover
need
them for?
a gunny sack.
Well, what are you gonna
Don't
cover
you
them
have
with?
like a towel, a rag towel in the garage
Well,
that you
these
just?
were big pots. There's like 6 of them out there.
Okay.
$300 worth of flour. I went out and watered them for her.
I think you just rolled the dice right now. You're going to see the snake eyes.
Is there if there isn't, I'm going to give away $1 million idea. I'm surprised, there probably is. Is there a rock and roll trivia game? Like, what did Johnny B. Good carry his guitar in?
I'm sure there is.
Well, answer the question. What did Johnny B. Good carry his guitar in?
No idea.
A gunny sack.
Oh, really?
You're saying gunny sack reminded me of that. There should be a major version of a game like that. It would be terribly good seller, I bet. I bet there's probably already one.
I stirred him up on Twitter yesterday because I heard 96 Tears on
By question mark and the
by
Mysterians.
question mark and the Mysterians. And, of course, I had to look up everything I could find out about them, too, afterwards. But I said, has an organ ever been used better on a rock and roll song, although some people think it was a punk song. And then we started a big debate with a lot of people were in on the Animals. They thought the Animals with, House of the Rising Sun and stuff like that. But... damn, that's a good song.
I like it.
Tears.
I agree. I like it.
There is a Rolling Stone rock and roll party game for anyone who's ever heard a song.
Oh, for
Really?
Pete's sake. It's already
Yeah.
been done.
It's already
I
been
told
done.
you this last week. Dark Star would have been a champion. Would have been.
Well,
a
I could have given him a
world
run for his
champion.
money. So could Height, though. So could
Yeah,
Height.
Height would be. What's Height doing for us? Does he check in?
Yeah, he
couple
checks
times
in a
week?
couple times a week.
Okay.
We usually hear from him on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I
excuse
bet
me.
he's rattled by this whole thing.
He hasn't left the house much.
Being this high anxiety guy that he is. What's his pulse? Always the same.
Always the same.
Even when he's having a stint put in or whatever the hell.
Even
it
when
was.
he's upset with people on Twitter when they say, I'm mad at Costco because I have to wear a mask. So even when his blood pressure doesn't even go up.
I did the Costco mask thing Thursday. I wore the mask. Yes, I did.
You know what?
I'd like to know, where did you get a mask?
My neighbor Harold across the street
Yep.
about a month ago came over and said, "Hey, I got about 350 of these. Do you want a couple?" And I said, "Sure, we'll take them."
What does it look like?
They kind of the
Surgical-
V1.
Surgical? It's
V1.
pale or white?
I don't know what he said. He was. I think Harold's a bit of a hustler, and he had a bunch of extra ones, and he told me he gave like 1,000 of them to hospitals and stuff.
So it's not made out of a bandana, a homemade one. It's
God, no,
machine
this is
made.
a real
Okay.
one.
Is it got the hole in the middle like the one woman on Twitter where she cut the...
So she could breathe.
She said she couldn't breathe.
That's kind of like my buddy out at the Union Plaza when I was out there with Yates and Kenny and that group, and he was smoking through the patch in his throat there.
I've
tough
seen guys do that.
Now there's a guy like, okay, it's too late to quit smoking, so he might as well have a heater, right?
Well, I guess.
Kind of like Mary Helen. You know,
Yep.
90, you might as well have another heater. What the hell?
That's
Or
right.
you take a picture of that guy, and when you open up the dictionary and it says dedication, that picture accompanies the.
That's right. I thought he was pretty good. I don't know if he made it through that. That was a Super Bowl weekend. I don't know if he made it through that Super Bowl weekend or not.
Man.
I believe that was when your Bills got destroyed by the Cowboys.
Oh, that was in Atlanta? Was it that one?
I don't know, but what was it? They got their ass kicked. They were ahead like 10-0.
I think it was in
got
Atlanta.
beat 55-10.
Oh, no, that was the one at the Rose Bowl
Yeah, whatever it was.
because they played them back-to-back years.
I was at Leroy's Sportsbook for most of that game. I said, same number of people and teeth.
Pat, what are you going to do this afternoon?
Drive.
No idea.
Projects are hard to come by.
They are. I got a couple of column ideas that are going to take some time to pull off.
I
this
have an
week.
idea. How about you go check on the plants you got, and then go to the bride and say, "These are dead. How much is this going to cost me?"
Yeah, same me.
I know
Yeah.
what it cost. $300. And plus, I had to hire a kid to plant them.
Oh no!
Yeah. What do you think I was going to plant them? But I did water them 3 days ago. She said they're drying up. Her damn ankle is bothering her again. I don't know what's going on.
Boy, the game of flaws could be rough tonight.
Good. You know what? Didn't have much Game of Flaws this morning. I don't know
Good.
what happened. I brought her up a cup of tea and something else and said, I got to go. So that pretty much ruined the arguments.
There you are.
Yeah. But she's still undefeated. We'll have that.
I got to go.
All right. See you.
See you, Joe.
Bye-bye.
Hey,
Good
Pat,
luck there, Pally.
before we run, can you tell us about your buddy, Mr. Money Talk? Do you have your copy in front of you, sir?
I do. I thought I do have that right in front of me. Josh Arnold, that's Mr. Money Talk. And, there's a pandemic going on, and the stock market is a little rocking and rolling. If you have questions right now about your retirement savings, you want to work with a person that knows what the heck he's talking about. Do what I did and work with that person, Josh Arnold. You can trust this fella. This is Patrick Ricey. You need to see my guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk now, especially with what is going on in the markets right now. You need Josh's straight talk and not sugar-coated advice. Sit down with Josh for a no-cost, no-obligation, 48-minute consultation, and ask him how come it's 48 minutes. Ask him for me, will you please?
Because it's not 60. If it's 60, it's 21 minutes.
To review your investments, including your IRA and 401k. You can learn how you can benefit from Josh's focused approach and experienced approach. Call Josh now at 952-925-5608. 952-925-5608. Mr. Money Talk.
To be your best every day, you need proven quality sleep every night. Science proves your best sleep is vital to your mental, emotional, and physical health. And that's where the Sleep Number bed comes in. And let me tell you, ever since I've had it, my sleep IQ score is just going higher and higher. And did you know 8 out of 10 couples say that one of them sleeps too hot or too cold? Science tells us regulating your sleep temperature leads to higher quality sleep. For many couples, temperature struggles are a real challenge. So here are some tips to help you both sleep just right. Look for beds designed with temperature benefits, such as the new Sleep Number Climate 360 smart bed that actively warms and cools each side so you both sleep blissfully comfortable. And now save 40% on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition smart bed, plus special financing for a limited time. Only at Sleep Number stores or sleepnumber.com/podcast1. Sleep Number, the official sleep and wellness partner of the National Football League. Subject to credit approval, minimum monthly payments required. See sleepnumber.com for details.